Hello arty aliens, and welcome to another Drawing Stuff with Paul Yateman video. Today I'm going through a sketchbook tour. This is sketchbook tour 13. It was done on this Reeves watercolor paper, which says 12 sheets per pad, but for some reason I only have 11. So I must have pulled out page number 1 at some point. So here we go, sketchbook tour number 13 on oil pastels. You should see an improvement as we go along, because the very first one is my very first oil pastel. So here we have an alien in oil pastels. I was trying to get some shading, well not shading, some depth to the drawing. So I've used a few different colours of the purple, and overall I think it comes out flat, messy looking. I did base this off a previous drawing I've done of an alien with the sort of mask. I think that one had a backpack, and I gave it some sort of anime funky hair. Next we have a Egon Schiele based on an Egon Schiele based on an Egon Schiele, as in a picture from a book of his artwork done by me in, I think, pencil, and then using that as a reference we have this one, which is sort of like the original, but not quite. But anyway, that's artistic interpretation for you. Next up, another drawing based off a previous alien sort of clawy, fingery creature I've done. This is in the sort of cosmic horror realm of drawings. Overall, it comes out pretty messy looking. For example, the eye, which is supposed to be that blue thing in the middle, doesn't really have any depth, and the rear claws don't really seem to be too far into distance versus the front claws. I'll try to make them darker for that effect, don't know. Here we have a life drawing of a female form done from a reference drawing I did when I was on holidays in Canberra, probably 18 months ago now. Nice little lines. This one I find is a good reference because you've got the curves of the gluteus maximus and also the crossover legs, and it's really good for shaving and working on smooth flowing forms. Next up with the oil pastels is this sort of supposed to be sort of a fleshy critter. So the little things on the side which sort of look like eyes are supposed to be pieces of skin, and the thing in the middle, as you could say, is a nose, and the things at the top could potentially be antennas. Anyway, some sort of drawing in pastels for you. This one is my muse. So I didn't have to draw eyes, I draw some glasses on the face of this lovely lady, and she was wearing quite a bright and not anachronistic, maybe, anyway, a haphazard coat was what she was wearing, and I whiffed on that and made it even more haphazard. Next up, this is a mixed media one. The hair is in pastels. The weird thing under the breasts, which is supposed to be a shadow, looks more like a hairy chest. And then I figured I'd put something in the background, which originally started to be a shadow, but now I'm calling this one Lady with Demon. So yeah, didn't really like it when I first drew it, but I don't know. I think it's okay now, looking at it, like 6 months later. Next up, I bought myself a tomato, an orange, and a lemon. Or actually, I think the neighbours dropped some oranges in my letterbox, or hung them on the fence. Anyway, enough of that. I tried to have a go at still life with pastels. So here you can see the depth isn't too well done. I have tried to do like highlights and shadows. Okay for, I guess, the first attempt at still life. Next up we have a cherry, which I did probably 5 months after that still life we just saw. This is part of a challenge recently on YouTube. No, not YouTube, on Instagram. So I've done a cherry. When I take a photo of this in black and white, it comes out really well. So I must have got the levels quite nice. Yeah, so that's a cherry. Next up, this is based on a photo I took when I went out for dinner a couple of weeks ago. The actual photo is this really nice warm brown lit by the candle sort of image, which I'm planning on doing as a painting at some point. So this is sort of some exploratory pastel work just to sort of get my eye in for the shapes and things like that. And for what it is, it's okay. Next up, we have a pear. So as part of the theme I was doing on Instagram, it was I think green for this one. So we've got a pear. Bit of rounds, bit of reds. I've used a lot of smudge stick on this, and also rasp to get the veins in the leaves. And I think it turned out quite well. It's not bad. Sort of, this shows you probably 6 or 7 months worth of pastel exploration, so I am improving, so that's good. Anyway, if you like what you've seen, subscribe, like and share. Here's my website, my Instagram, Pinterest. I ditched Twitter back because Musk is a nut job. Yep, until next time, this has been Drawing Stuff with me, Paul Yateman. Kapla!